Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we are making some delicious chicken tetrazzini. So good. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cook up one box of either spaghetti or linguine noodles. You want to boil the water first, of course, and then cook it up for about 10 minutes. You want it al dente. Okay, so let's go through our ingredients for our delicious chicken tetrazzini. First of all, you're going to need around a fourth of a cup of Italian-style breadcrumbs. I use the Progresso brand. You're going to need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and approximately half a cup of regular milk. We got chicken here. Now, this chicken is from a rotisserie chicken that I got at the store already made. And just basically what I did was I just broke it apart, mainly focusing on the chicken breast. But it only cost me like around $5 for that. So instead of you buying chicken breast, which costs about the same, maybe a little bit more, and then cooking it yourself, this is just easier. Okay, it just goes a little bit faster. So that's around 2 cups, maybe a little bit more than 2 cups. Then we need around 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, around 5 tablespoons of butter. We have 1 package of baby Bella mushrooms sliced. We have around 1 cup of, that's mozzarella cheese, just from this bag, finely cut. But then I'm also using Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which is like my favorite cheese, and that is around a half cup of that. Then we're using some Italian green beans that have been chopped up. And we have some garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. I am using sea salt, very important. And then also we have some garlic here. That is 4 garlic toes, the little toes of the garlic. So make sure you have 4 of those and just dice those up yourself. And then we have around 1 cup or 1 small white onion. And then some parsley, that's Italian parsley, that's around 2 tablespoons. We're also going to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, probably maybe about a tablespoon or 2. And then chicken broth. We need 2 cups, maybe 2.5 of chicken broth. This is the unsalted. So these are the ingredients for my delicious chicken tetrazzini. Okay, in a large frying pan, we're going to heat up around 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And basically you want to just coat that bottom there. We're going to heat that up. We're going to add our onions. Remember, this is around 1 cup of diced onions, white onion. And we're going to cook up our onions for around 2 to 3 minutes at first. Then we're going to add our garlic, and then we'll add our mushrooms and cook it for another 5 minutes. Basically, you want your onions to be tender. They could still be a little bit crisp because don't forget we are going to be putting it in a baking dish. So just make sure those onions pick up that oil. Stir it around. Next, I'm going to add my garlic. Remember, that was around 4 garlic toes diced. Actually minced garlic toes. We're going to cook it with the garlic for about a minute. Next, we're adding our mushrooms. Now from my 5 tablespoons of butter, I'm adding 1 tablespoon for the mushroom mixture, because the 4 tablespoons of butter is going to be for the sauce. So this 1 tablespoon of butter is going to be for the mushrooms. And the mushrooms and we're going to be adding our Italian green beans to this. That should take around 5 minutes. Stir that around a bit. Make sure that butter is starting to melt. And then we'll add the green beans to this mixture. Now we're going to add the green beans. And those green beans are going to just give a nice texture to this, and also a delicious flavor and color. Okay, you can see how nicely my mushrooms and my green beans and onions and garlic, how nicely they're cooking. This has about 1 more minute to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove all this, put it in this bowl over here, and we are going to make our sauce. And then we're going to transfer everything back into the sauce with the chicken and the cheeses. It's going to be so yummy. And we will put this in a baking dish that's been buttered and top it with those Italian breadcrumbs, and then bake it at 375 for around 20 minutes. That's all it takes. Some yummy and comforting chicken tetrazzini, perfect for the winter time.
Chicken Tetrazzini is named after Luisa Tetrazzini, who was an opera star back in the early 20th century. The dish was named after her.
The next thing I want to do is I'm going to add some, this is sea salt. I'm going to add some sea salt to this, probably about a teaspoon. And then freshly cracked black pepper, very important. Probably a teaspoon there. Give that a nice toss. Okay, my 5 minutes is up. And now we're going to add the chicken. Stir that chicken in. We're going to add, this was 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. We're adding a half of that for now to stir that in. And half of the half a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Just going to stir and blend that in. The reason why we're doing that is because we're going to be adding the rest of the cheese once we put it in the casserole. You're going to see how I put it together. Okay, I'm going to transfer it now to this bowl. Okay, so the next thing we're doing is getting our 4 tablespoons of butter. We're going to be making our roux. Don't forget what a roux is. Roux is flour and butter together, just to kind of adds the thickness to the sauce. And we're just going to melt that butter first. Remember, this is 4 tablespoons. Okay, next, my butter is almost melted. And now I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of flour. And you're going to stir that together. We are going to put this more on a medium flame now. Once you see it bubbling like that, hopefully you can see that, we're going to lower it and gently stir it. We're going to add our 2 cups of chicken broth. That's 1. And that's 2. Let me use my rubber whisk so that noise doesn't drive people crazy. I'm going to put this up on a medium flame now. Next, I'm adding my 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And my approximately ½ cup of regular milk. Give that a nice stir, blend that nicely together. This is still on a medium heat. Or a medium flame. And what's going to happen with that roux, it's going to thicken this sauce. We're going to bring this to a slight simmer. I always like to use a wooden spoon. I don't know, there's just something about a wooden spoon that, I don't know, it just seems to make it thicker. I know, I don't know what it is. But using that wooden spoon and going slowly and going with your wrist like that, it just, I don't know, thickens the sauce to me. So gently stir. And if you find your sauce is too thick, what you could do is add a little pasta water. Always reserve just a little bit of pasta water on the side. See, it's starting to bubble just a little bit. Slight simmer, lower it now. And we're just going to stir gently for about a minute. Okay. And look what a beautiful sauce that makes. So once this, after a minute, we're going to add our pasta. Don't forget our spaghetti. We're going to add our spaghetti to this, and then this whole mixture over here to it. And then we're going to put it in the baking dish. And remember, it's 375 for almost 20 minutes. Oh, and don't forget, we got to add the cheese and breadcrumbs, of course. What a beautiful sauce. Oh, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. How it coats the back of the spoon. That's how you know. I'm adding my spaghetti now. Our oven has preheated very nicely. I'm going to use some tongs just to get that pasta in that sauce. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, that looks really good, folks. Now, I'm going to add just a light coating garlic powder, just a little bit to the top. A light coating of onion powder, just a little bit to the top. A little bit more salt and pepper. This is the sea salt. Not even a teaspoon, but I'm going to add probably definitely a teaspoon of the pepper. Now, don't forget, when we seasoned the vegetables over here and the chicken, this is pasta now. So pasta, you know, you have to season your pasta too. All right, here we go. I'm going to add this to it. Yum. Look at that. Get my tongs again. My indispensable cooking tool. If you don't have tongs in your kitchen, you gotta get them. This makes cooking so much easier. Look at that. Wow. Yum. Oh, all right. It is ready to be put in the baking dish. Okay, so I wanted to show you the baking dish, and now we're just going to add the delicious Chicken Tetrazzini. Yum. Excellent. This is how I do it. I'm going to get the rest of my mozzarella cheese, sprinkle it on top like this, and the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top it with the Italian breadcrumbs, just like that. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of the parsley. And we're going to cover it and put it in the oven. Going to cover it with some foil. We're going to put in the oven, remember, 375 for 20 minutes, just until you see those sides bubbling a little
bit. So the last 10 minutes I removed the foil so it could get a little crispy on top, and it baked for around 25 minutes. And I'm telling you, it turned out so good. I hope you try this recipe. Yum. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Hopefully you enjoyed making our chicken tetrazzini, and I hope you try the recipe. Thank you once again, and remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.